North Carolina Vinyl Picker here on a Sunday night. It's the time for the Sunday night show. I got some pickups from the week to show you. And I also have another 20 promos to show you. Yeah, I'm going to continue on with our promos, and it's going to be number 2. This is the second edition of the promo. And I've been looking at what I got left. I think I got another batch for next week. So we're going to probably go to 60. I know I got 40. So we'll do 40, 20 to 40 tonight. So it's my second batch. I got some stuff here to show you, and then we'll get right into them promos. I want to thank all my new subscribers. I'm over 400. I'm heading towards 500. And I want to thank you all very much. And I appreciate you watching my videos every week. And I want to give a shout out to a few channels that I've Happy Hippie, Stoner, Old Goat, Dave the Pickup Artist, Rachel Mazzy, and The Waxed. Those are some of my daily shows that I watch, dailies and weeklies. And so I really enjoy those. And there's a lot of others. Next week's show, I'll be giving out some more of those shout outs. Try to give a different 8 or 7 or 8 every week. Check those channels out. They're all great channels. And there's so many great channels in the vinyl community. I'm part of the old guard, so I won't be the new vinyl community. Not here. Not on a North Carolina Vinyl Picker. Nobody. We're old school, and we're going to stay old school. And so just want to let you know that. So let's get right into it. I got a few things to show. So how about Johnny Horton? North to Alaska. Bip Bop. What do you think of that? I love Bip Bop. He doesn't do a lot of shows. He does a lot of live stuff. And he plays his records. He haven't been playing them lately. I enjoy his show when he plays them. And he loves 45s. I sent him a few of them. North to Alaska. Johnny Horton. 145 this week. That's all I found. Now we're going to run through these here. This is all some stuff I found or I picked up in a charity shops, or I got them online. And so I'll just go ahead and run through them. And of course, this is Return to Forever. And this is Music Magic. And this album here came out after Al Di Meola had left the band. So there's Return to Forever. This is later on in their discography. Matter of fact, I think it's one of their last albums they did. This one here I found at a store not too far from my house. It's a little small thrift store. A guy and his wife run it, and it's a really nice place. Wes, Bruce, and Lang. And there was somebody else in the VC that just showed this record too. So there you go. It might have been Tuco. And I watch Tuco every week whenever he shows one. Tuco is the man. I wish I had a job where I could ride around, get paid, and then find records. That'd be pretty cool. How about this one? I got this one online. This one here I'm not going to find in a thrift store. I've never even seen it in a record store. It's during the CD era, and it's Jeff Beck's Guitar Shop. I've been on a Jeff Beck kick lately, so I've been getting a lot of Jeff Beck stuff. Pretty much got all his albums now. And then the rest of his career, after this one, he went to CDs, and pretty much you can't get them on vinyl. But I have them all on CD as well. So I have everything else. How about Brian Auger's Oblivion Express? Excuse me. For some reason, my TV decided to come on. I don't know. I don't know why. Unknown. Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. This one here is an awesome album. If you like guys and girls like Brian Auger, then you'll love this one here. This is a great, great album. It's a jazz influenced, some psych in it. And this one here I didn't have, and I found it in a record store, and for a couple dollars. And I said, oh, heck yeah. How about Clanted? You know I love Clanted, Moya Brennan and the gang. One of the uncles just passed away today. I think his name was Noel or Noel. And this is their second album. Clanid 2. These albums they're hard to find. They're hard to find. I get these online, and I wait till I can pick one up for about $5-6 with shipping. So they're not real expensive albums. They're kind of going under the radar. But if you love Gaelic music, then you would love Clanid. Moya Brennan did some solo stuff. Her sister Anya did a bunch of stuff in the 90s, 2000s. A lot of new age music. So if you know who Anya is, or Enya, that would be Moya Brennan's sister. Anya's last name would be Brennan as well. And she had his other sister. Her name was Bryden Brennan. She only made one record on CD. I've never been able to find it. I think it's more of a pop oriented, though. It wasn't Gaelic or it wasn't new age music. Also, Clanid did a song with Bono. How's Uriah Heep, The Magician's Birthday? Gotta love that. I found this one also in a small thrift store for a couple bucks. That's a great album. Had that one when I was a kid. Lee Ritenour, The Captain's Journey. Gotta love some Lee Ritenour. Lee Ritenour is a great jazz guitarist, and he did a lot of the mainstream jazz stuff. He's also done some fusion, kind of like Jeff Lorber type fusion, Yellow Jackets, to name a few bands, Steps Ahead. The list goes on and on and on. Spyro Gyra, the Rippingtons, those are all great bands. But we're not talking about them tonight. We're talking about Lee Ritenour, and picked this album up. I didn't have this one. I have mostly all his discography, but I didn't have that one. I have a lot of his stuff on CD too. And how about the GRP Super Live in Concert? Dave Grusin, Lee Ritenour, Chick Corea. And I got this for the second album on here is the Chick Corea Electric Band, which is just stellar. Great fusion. So I can't wait to listen to this one. I think I'll put that on tonight right after my show. How about this next one? Okay, excuse me there. Weather Report, 8:30. Picked these couple records up at the local record store I go to here in Morganton, North Carolina. This is a live album with Jocko, a later live album of Weather Report. And I haven't listened to this yet, but I want to give it a listen. I picked that up. I think he had $8 on that or something. Some crazy price. Eric Clapton, 461 Ocean Boulevard. Looking forward to this. I don't have a lot of Eric Clapton. What I do is I get the older Eric Clapton. I don't really have too much of the Wanker's older stuff or newer stuff for the last 20 years or so. This one here goes way back. I used to have this album before when I first moved to Florida. The very first time I moved to Florida, which was in 1976, right out of high school. And I went to Florida, and then my girlfriend followed me down, and then we went on a bus, and we went back to New Jersey. And then I got a job in the gas station, and then I went in the Navy. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. How about Lenny White? Lenny White. This album was a smoker. I listened to this one the other night. I had to get this one online. You ain't going to find Lenny White in too many Goodwills or anything like that. So the guy that I bought it from sent me a second one of Lenny White's. He sent me a twofer. See that, Rob? He sent this one, and he sent this one, and this one. See that? Yeah. Sent a twofer. This one here I was glad to find because Mazzy really praises this. This is Steely Dan's Greatest Hits. And this here is the one that was, I think it was by Bernie Grundman. I think, was it Bernie the one who remastered this? People love to talk in the VC about mastering and stuff. I never used to even pay attention to all that stuff. I don't know. I guess it might be on the inside. I think it was Bernie Grundman. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, or if you even watch my videos. But there you go. Yeah. So next week, I'll put... must be I think there's a ghost in here. It's Halloween. I know, it's getting scary. Okay, so I'll be knocking stuff over here. North Carolina picker gets knocked out. Ah! Okay, you having fun yet? Okay, so I got 20 more promos to show you tonight. And we'll get to those right now. And then At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a special announcement, and we'll talk to you then here in about 20 more records. So here we go. We're going to show some more promos. Now, last week when we did the promos, I ended up putting a few of them up here and there, and I put some more over here. Then I started collecting. I started going around finding more. So I think I'm going to have another 20 for next week. I know had over 100 people view this video, and they really seem to like it. I had a lot of comments, more comments than I've ever had. People love to see the promos, and I love the promos. They are the audiophile records. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I'm sticking to it. Audiophile records are promo records. The best of the best. White label. Sometimes they got the time strip on them. Got to have them. I got more coming in the mail. I'll be bringing them to you next week. I'm going to be the promo station. It's going to be North Carolina Vinyl Picker. Right now in a big time promo mood. And I want to get all my favorite albums on promo. And I just picked one up today. It was the Moody Blues, or Children's Children, I believe, or Every Good Boy Deserves Favor. It was one or the other. And it had a promo on there, and somebody had it for $1.99. Said it was in excellent condition. So that album will go in my collection. I'm going to bring it to you next week. And then I'll take that other album, the Moody Blues album, and I'll put that in my store. And you can check out my store on discogs. You sure can. I have lots of stuff there for sale, albums and CDs and also Blu-rays, concerts. And I have more I'm going to be putting up all the time. Let's talk about Steve Howe, his first album, Promo, right here. Album has Bill Bruford on it, and it's a really good album. It's an excellent album. The Yes guitarist, who now runs the band. Yes Official. How about this one here, Yellow Jackets? Found this one right here in Gastonia, North Carolina. See right in here where it says promo? It's a whole sticker here. It's a big sticker that's kind of been faded over the years. And it says, sale is unlawful. Of course, this is none other than the Yellow Jackets' first album, which is a total smoker. If you love jazz fusion, you should listen to the Yellow Jackets. Group 87. Anybody know who this band is? Well, I'm going to tell you, Patrick O'Hearn is in this, and a few others. And they had this is an 80s, 1980, this album came out. Group 87. It has Mark Isham in here and Paul Menu, and also Patrick O'Hearn, they're all new age people, but they got on the 80s synth pop, and this is more like a prog synth pop. This is when progressive rock was moving into the synth pop, and these bands, the big giants of the day like Camel and King Crimson and Yes and Genesis and all them bands were moving into the 80s, and they had to keep up with the times. Prog was dead. Nobody wanted to talk about prog in the 80s. I was still listening to prog, but most people were done with prog. They wanted something new and fresh, and it was the 80s, and we had the disco, and we had the grunge were coming up, and we had other stuff going on, punk rock and stuff. But these guys here made an incredible album. Listen here, if you can find this album in the wild, they also made a second album. It's called Data and Career and Data Processing is what it was called. That was their Group 87 second album. I got that on vinyl too. I have them both on CD. But these albums are hard to find. They're not easy. And it's got the white label promo. So if you can find Group 87, try to find it. My favorite band for harmonies got to be these guys right here. The Brothers Gibb, the Bee Gees. Look at that promo sticker. Ain't that a beauty? I sent Rob the Happy Hippie my other copy. I had a copy of this. And then when I switched over to the promo, then I went ahead and I got the record to Rob the Happy Hippie. John Lodge, Natural Avenue, promo. Of course, this is the bass player for the Moody Blues. And this is a great album. This is his solo album, his early solo album. After Seven Sojourn, all the band members, they broke up for a time, and they all made solo records. One of my favorite albums of the 70s, this was 73. I remember this album, I had it in high school. I liked Neil Diamond the early years when he was on Bang Records and stuff. and coming up, and I love that old Cherry Cherry and Daydream Believer and all them songs. Neil Diamond's got the greatest voice. Look at that time strip promo on that Jonathan Livingston Seagull. This is a beautiful album. If you don't have this album, you see it in the thrift store for $1, pick it up, give it a listen. It deserves a listen. It's a great album. Oh, look what we got here. Somebody's favorite record in the vinyl community. Prog Hat. Prog Hat loves this album. Look at the time strip on there, Prog Hat. Yeah, this is Tormato. I saw this tour at the Hampton Coliseum in Virginia when I was stationed there, and it was in the round. I remember that. It was an awesome show. Seen Yes probably more than any other band. Just like Rachel. Just like Rachie. Chicago. See, this is Chicago number, I don't know, 5? 8? 8. There you go, number 8. Found this in a little charity shop. I've been watching too many English channels. Look at a nice time strip. It's a beautiful shape. All these records are all in nice shape. All these promos. This is a great album. Chicago albums are really good. I like them up to a certain point. I think I had this album back in the day. This one here has WSBF. That must have been the radio station. As I was talking to you last week, we talked about promos, and they go back to the time in the 70s is when they made most of these. In the early 80s is when they shipped these out to the radio stations and the stores. And Mazzy said that he got some when he worked in the store. I think he worked in a record store in the late 70s, early 80s, which would have been perfect. You get the promos in, and then you sell them or give them away to the people in the record store. I guess they gave them away unless they sold them to the people in the record store. I don't remember. That's too long ago. But I know that they gave them to the radio stations, and then they played them, and then they were able to give some exposure to the group. How about Jean LaFontaine, Enigmatic Ocean, with the promo stamp, time stamp? Incredible album. I think Daryl Stalmer's on here. Daryl Stalmer went on to play, of course, with Genesis. Yep, Alan Holdsworth's on here as well. So this is an incredible album. Jan Ackerman. Got the stamp, time stamp on there. Jan Ackerman, I believe, was from Focus, if I'm not mistaken. Let me know down and below. Curved Air, air conditioning. White label promo. I love Curved Air. Eddie Jobson, of course, was in Curved Air. Francis Monkman was in Curved Air. Francis Monkman went on to Sky. Eddie Jobson went on to be with Yes for about that long, about a minute. And he went on to be with UK, the band UK, played with John Wetton. He did some incredible albums, the Green Album. We could go on and we could do a whole show just on Eddie Jobson. But yeah, Air Conditioning, that's another great Curved Air album. Get them all, they're all great. Jan Hammer, of course, the Jan Hammer with the promo down here. And the First 7 Days, this is a great album. I listened to this the other day, and this album here is really trippy. Jan Hammer was actually the keyboardist for who? Mahavishnu Orchestra, and also with Jeff Beck. And this is he made several solo albums, and then he did the Miami Vice soundtrack, and then the rest is history. And I think the Miami Vice soundtrack sold like 5 million copies or something crazy like that. So, but he started off, I believe, with Mahavishnu, and I think he also played with Miles Davis and John Coltrane. He was back there, back when those people were playing in the late 60s, going into the 70s. And Jan Hammer is just incredible. John Anderson, I got this one actually today. There's the promo stamp. Right up here, it says right up here, promo. And this is a really great album. This was John Anderson's second solo album. Jan Hammer Group again with that promo sticker, just like the other Jan Hammer album. Again, this is his band, and in the Jan Hammer band, you had Tony Smith on drums and Fernando Sanders and Stephen Kindler. They were in his band. And then I got this one here I'm going to show you. we're coming down to the last 5 here. Mike Oldfield, promotional copy, right here. This was his album, Hergus Ridge. His second album, the white label promo. And this one here has also got a cut in it at the top. This one here, now this album here, talk about something that's a smoker. This is a promo copy, not for sale. Return to Forever, Chick Corea. And in this band, you have Mr. Chick Corea, Stanley Clarke, Bill Connors, and Lenny White. Holy moly. If you love fusion and you don't have this record, shame on you. Return to Forever featuring Chick Corea, the late Chick Corea. And this album is The Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy. These albums are just too much, man. Oh, we're going to do this one here now. How about this one? This is really cool. I showed this one here a few months ago. Yes Solos, the LP sampler. And this album here is actually the white label promo. It's actually cuts from all of the Yes people's solo albums they did. Like John Anderson, Flight of the Morglade, Chris Squire, Hold Out Your Hand, Steve Howe, Break Away from All of It, Patrick Moraz, Alan White song. So those are all different songs from the individual members of the band they put into a promo. And that one there is incredibly cool. And I think I only paid like $5 a piece for that one. And this one, look at there. There's the boys right there. Yeah. With Alan White in the center. He just passed away this year. Yeah. Chris Squire, of course. He's been gone about 5 years now. He passed away. And the rest of them are still here. Rick and John and Steve. You think they'd go ahead and mend fences? No. It ain't going to happen. White label promo there. How many dysfunctional bands can you name? You would do a whole show just on dysfunctional bands. There you go. I gave it away to somebody. Someone's going to do one now. That's going to be every band that ever was. Every one of them is dysfunctional. Mike Oldfield, Almadon. Look at that one. This one came in today. Oh, yesterday. Today's Sunday. Yep. The mail don't come on Sunday, Art. So there you go. Almadon. Oh my God. This is a great album. This is another great album. You need to have Mike Oldfield, at least his first 3 albums. This one here came in with that trio of promos. This came in yesterday. I was tickled. When I went in on discogs and put a bid in of 99 cents, I said, I ain't never going to get it. And I never increased the bid either. And I think the shipping was $4.99 or $4.50, something like that. And then I paid 99 cents for this. I'm going to show you. This is my last one of the day. I think you're really going to like this one here. Everybody knows who Robert Fripp is. Look at that. I got to get this sticker off now. Hair dryer will work. I'll heat it up and it'll come right off. I think that's here because it's a UK. It says here, oh, manufactured and marketed by Polydor in the US. This is You Burn Me Up, I'm a Cigarette, Breathless. And it's a promo of 4 from the album Exposure. And Peter Gabriel's on here as well. Peter Gabriel's is on here from on the side B with Exposure, and then here comes The Flood with Peter Gabriel and Robert Fripp, Frippertronics. This was Don't Sleep. I didn't want to sleep on this one. I love Peter Gabriel. He's one of my favorites, all-time musicians. Never saw Genesis with him, of course, because I didn't get into Genesis. I told that story before until probably 2 years after The Lamb came out. And The Lamb was the first album I heard. And then, of course, I got into Genesis and enjoyed their music up through Invisible Touch and We Can't Dance. I bought Calling All Stations too. I still have it on CD. It's a great album. They should have went without Phil Collins. They should have made another album after Calling All Stations. Ray Wilson did a great job on the vocals. They had really good drummers on there. Didn't miss a beat with Phil not being there. And with Ray Wilson's vocals, I think the album is really good. I really would like to have a live of that show, because they toured Calling All Stations. I don't know why we went from Robert Fripp to Genesis, but yeah, it'd be nice to have anybody out there has a live bootleg or something from that. That would be great. Well, that's all I got. I showed you about 40 records, 35, 40 records. I got another 20 promos next week. I guarantee there will be a part 3 to this. That's the big news I wanted to tell you, let you know. You all be good out there. You be safe and support them troops. And North Carolina Vinyl Picker will be back next weekend. You all have a great rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye for now.